Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to have a thing that says on click, right? Which button? On click which button, right? So these are going to call the function right now, and we'll do an alert that says you clicked a button. All right, save work, show web page. You clicked a button. You clicked a button. Okay. But so now in this situation, though, that doesn't do anything the way we want. We know we clicked a button. What we want to do is have um, the function tell us which button we clicked and how many characters it is. So first off, we know how to do the we know how to do it if we give an ID. If we called this ID equals California or this ID equals Texas, we could do the same thing that we did up here. But I want to add something a little different, which is where we're passing it a variable. And what that is doing is it's saying, or it's passing it an argument. It's saying, use this button, right? And once I do that, then I can start to pull information about this button or this button because it now becomes a object. It becomes something that I can say, what is a property of that button? And one of the properties of this button, in addition to if I named it or created an ID, it has inner HTML. Okay, so this button has inner HTML of California. I'm sorry, this one has California and this one has Texas. So right now, because I'm referencing as this, I can now come up here and I can say, let's just say that I want to create a variable called x that says this inner HTML, right? So let's see if I can do that. I can't remember, to be honest with you, whether I need to do something else. So let's just test this, okay? What that's doing though is I'm sending information which is, hey, I clicked this button. And so now the which button is taking that information and it's going to take the information that I sent it and change it to alert. But I don't think that's going to happen because I didn't do one thing. But let's just test that. Okay, so it came up blank. And the reason it came up blank is because I didn't tell the function to be looking for a variable. Okay, so in this situation, I want to tell it to be looking for a variable called button name. Okay, and then so what that does is it takes this, or not button name, let's say button info. So what it does is now I send it the information. In this case, it's the object, the element of this button. And then it takes it and it creates a variable, for lack of a better word. It's called a parameter, but a variable called button info that has all of the information about this button. Okay, I could have called this banana. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you call it. So I'm sending this up here, and then it's taking this. And now if I say button info here, now it will take the inner HTML of that, and it will make it part. It will create a new variable called x, which now has that information. Okay. So now I think this will work. Click California, and it gives me the name California. All right, because I told the function to expect an argument or expect a parameter from the web page. So now the last thing that we want to do is we now know the inner HTML, and we can use more descriptive words than X. You could have called this button info, button name, or something like that. But then the other thing that I just want to introduce, because we're going to talk about it more in some of the future lessons or some of these very lessons coming up, is the concept of a property. And in this situation, I have the inner HTML, which is a string, right? Because it's text. And strings have a property. You have a defined property of strings that say length. So that means that I can say here that x dot length. Okay, so this is my object, or my, in this case, the data type which is a string, and it says length. And this is a JavaScript property that will return the length of the how many characters it is. Okay, and so then if I want to, I can create a sentence that says the right X button that you pressed is X or Y characters long. And then I have my sentence. And then all I have to do here is change that to sentence. So let's see if that works. And you can't see that, but it says 10 characters because I'm only recording part of the screen. But trust me that it says the Texas button that you pressed is 5 characters long. All right, so now it's up to you. Okay, this is very, very important that you start to develop this syntax. Okay, especially when you're talking about creating the variables. And you can see here that we took inner HTML is a property of the object button, right? Length is a property of the X or of the string data type, and we're going to talk about this more in the next lesson. Don't go crazy if you don't know this. I just want you to get that you can pull text, pull values from the from the users, because now we're not just changing things, but we're